Hey and welcome to Not Only Hollywood. Today I'm going to review Vikram from 2022. This is an Indian action movie. A man is out for revenge after a drug lord killed his son who worked for the police. It's time for a house cleaning. I haven't watched that many Indian movies, but after watching Master and Kaiti, director Lokesh Kanagaraj became my favorite Indian director. He's a director you should introduce to people who have never watched an Indian movie before, especially if they are action fans. I liked Vikram, but I didn't feel it was as good as Master and Kaiti. The movie is almost 3 hours long, which is too long. It should have been around 135 minutes. That would have been perfect. The script is okay and the action scenes are fun, but they aren't as good as the action scenes in Master and Kaiti. I don't know enough about Indian actors, but I can easily tell that most of the actors in Vikram aren't trained in martial arts. I love the director Lokesh Kanagaraj and my favorite Indian actor Fahad Fasil. But I don't associate Fahad Fasil with action movies. He's not that type of actor, and there are a lot of action scenes in Vikram, and the director wisely chose not to use Fahad Fasil too much under the action scenes. I understand that Kamal Hassan is a legend, and this was the first time I experienced this actor. He's pretty old now, but man, the man has charisma. I loved him and his 80s character. The plot is pretty straightforward. The movie opens up with a terrible song and dance number, but that's the only song and dance number in the movie. So remember that. Don't give up. The score is fantastic and so is the cinematography. I love Lokesh Kanagaraj as a director. I think I have said that 4 times now. He's not just an Indian director, he understands how to sell a movie to a world audience. Just listen to the score. It's like listening to a movie from the West with a touch of the 80s. The characters are 80s characters you should be familiar with. Vikram is like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He needs his revenge to move on with his life. Even though the action scenes are fun to watch, they pale a little compared to the action scenes in Master and Kaiti. The choreography lacks a little extra, and the climax towards the end disappointed me as I didn't feel we got close to the villains who received the punishment. I didn't feel the pressure they were under. The camera rests too much on the cannon and explosions. To create the energy I'm after, the director must show us how the villains react under heavy fire and more close-ups of injuries and dead bodies. I want to feel like a war photographer on the battlefield. I want to feel how it's like to be on the receiving end. But there's a crazy scene with an older woman who steals the show when the movie turns into The Raid, the Indonesian movie. That scene made me smile, and it was like watching The Raid and a dark and bloody South Korean movie. You should know what I mean if you know your fish. Vikram is an entertaining movie, but it's too long with the simple plot it has. And even if I'm a big fan of Fahad Fasil, I don't think he was the right man for the role he played. His character should have been able to fight more. I didn't feel his character was a dangerous character because of how small Fahad Fasil is. And the crazy scene when he tries to find his wife should have turned him into an unstoppable maniac like John Rambo, ripping out the villains' throats, but that doesn't happen. That was so disappointing. From 1 to 10 I give Vikram a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Sleep well.